Milo was captive. The monster made sure of that. He was hairy and scary, with horns through his hat. Milo was always in trouble for things he hadn't done. The monster was a bully, shouting at Milo just for fun. So the little boy in my book is called Milo. He's held captive by a monster called Hairy and Scary, who's loosely based on my childhood and an abusive parent I had growing up. He'd push him, hit him, shout and scream, clean all the windows until they gleam, clean the toilet, tidy my room, sweep the floor with a dirty old broom. He'd cry himself to sleep every night in bed, wishing he was happy somewhere else instead. Milo dreams of escaping, but doesn't know how, until one day he's inspired by a little robin that hops onto his windowsill in his room, shows him how to fly, but he can't fly himself, so he fashions his own bird lantern out of old books and willow sticks, and fashions his own escape to get away from his home life. And I couldn't visualise how to draw it, so I actually went about making quite a large-scale paper bird lantern, and that kind of triggered and inspired something in me. So I kept playing with the paper, thinking about different materials like wood for better structure. I kind of figured out how to create feathers out of paper using scissors by accident. It was all by accident, it was all just playing, to the point now I'll literally do drawings and blueprints of the birds and try and recreate that in 3D form. And it almost feels like the boy in the book. He flew off in his bird, I flew off with my birds and started making different pieces, and it's very organic and it feels right now. I never thought I'd go into it looking back, but here I am. The drawing process is the very start. That's where everything comes from. I'll draw out, say, every feather for all the wings, for all the birds, every single one that I come to make. I will draw out first, just so I know that I've got it as right as I can. It's amazing how different all the feather shapes are for different birds. It really helps me when I come to make them. Know how many feathers of different sizes I've got to cut. Nature inspires everything I do, to be honest, from illustration through to my model making. As a child, I'd always be out in the fields or in the woods, playing in nature, inspired by everything I see, looking at all the details, and that's kind of transpired through to my adulthood and everything I create now. I try and do it justice, but you never beat nature. It's always one step ahead, and it's always flawless. I have cut quite a few paper feathers in my lifetime. It's got to be in tens of thousands, I think. Each bird probably has a few hundred, I imagine. Some big displays I've done, we've got 3,000 feathers in. It kind of gives it a bit of repetitive strain in the hand. Even the position of my head and my neck, my back, the way I sit. I try and have good posture, because doing this sort of thing you really do bend over, but I try and push my back, try and get the same position every time. It's that therapeutic, repetitive action. Just zone out. I can see people on tube doing knitting, kind of in the same sort of state I get in doing these feathers. I want to make that bird look as nice as I can, so every feather counts. Every feather is another level of detail for that bird, so I want to make each one as unique and, I don't know, as lifelike as I can. See the curl each tiny cut creates on the feather itself, so you get this nice natural shape to every single one. And that is something that a machine can't do. I want to draw people in to try and look at how something's made, or look at the finer details that I put into there. I don't want it to be you look at it and just walk away, because when I'm in nature I love to look at stuff in real detail, and I guess that's what I'm trying to do with my work. I'm trying to add that level of detail, and through detail maybe a bit of beauty, but I don't know. There's been a few years that I've lived off 16p noodles. I kind of struggle to pay the bills, the rent, but somehow it always just seems to work out. Just seem to have enough money, or I can beg, borrow, or steal, or somewhere that keeps me going. And it's only been the past year or so that it's actually become sustainable and I can actually make a living out of it. Before that, it's not been easy at all. It's been a proper struggle. I mean, the typical artist lifestyle, I think. A really amazing moment for me was being commissioned to make a bird for David Attenborough. Yeah, he's a hero of mine. So when I got that email through saying, would you like to make a bird for him? I was like, hell yes. Seeing the pictures of him holding the bird that I've made and, you know, him cooing with it and looking really happy with it, made my, I can't explain the feeling, it was unbelievable. If you flew back across all the lands, you would find the monster, head in his hands. He wishes he hadn't been nasty and driven Milo away, for now he'll be lonely forever and a day. I've never really thought about what I'm doing. I've always wanted to do it, and if you want to do it, other people will be drawn in by that.